Hello and welcome. In this video we are taking the opportunity to learn how to pick the right size for your knits, and that means learning how to measure your head. We're talking about hats and bandana cowls because those are my favorite items, but I guess the lessons you will learn here you can also transfer to other knitting items. Let's do it. So to be able to make a well-fitting item, doesn't matter what it is, you need to know the relevant measurements and from the person that's going to wear it. Doesn't matter if it's you or if you want to gift knit it to one of your family members, a really good friend, or if you even give it away to charity, you need to have an idea who is going to wear this hat, bandana, cowl, or whatever else you're making. You need those measurements to pick the right size. So one size does not fit all at all. I'm talking here from personal experience, so take my hat. Ta-da! I have a very small head. I could actually buy my hats at the kids department. My husband, on the other side, has a huge, I should say large, right? Usually not nice. Large hat, and it's a never-ending complaint that he can't find a good fitting hat. And he loves to wear these watch caps. So we're really talking about hard, no stretchy items. And then we got a son who is kind of the picture perfect boy of my husband, so he also has a large head, especially for his age. He's 5 at the moment, and he has the average adult circumference head, bigger than mine, which is crazy. I believe we all know how frustrating it is to find the perfect hat at a shop and buy it, but I feel it's getting even worse if you bought yarn and if you indulged a bit, which is totally fine, especially for the smaller items. It's probably a bit more than, yeah, let's say the cheaper store-bought ones. So you spend money, good on money, and worst of all, you spend a lot of time knitting your items. Even a hat takes several hours, right? So it's very disappointing if you put it on and it doesn't fit. Right. On the other hand, if you got it right, if you put it on, it fits perfectly, you not only have the perfect item, you also have this proud feeling of achievement. And I think that's even more important. I believe knitting is a journey, and it's not only a crafty journey, it's also a journey for yourself and your personal development. And we all know that knitting has been a good friend, probably to all of us. Came to me, I learned to knit with postpartum depressions, and it got me out of it. And yeah, it does come from making something, seeing that you got it, that you did it, now that seeing that you achieved something, finally. And the better you can achieve it, the better the fit is, the better it looks like at the end, the better you will feel. Alright, enough of the big words, let's start measuring our hats. You need a measuring tape. I'm gonna say it right from the bat. Doesn't matter with which metrics you work, as long as you stay consistent. I'm German, so I work and think and design everything in centimeters and then translate it for those of you who work with inches. Okay, so measuring tape, hair out. And then you can feel here at your back where your bone stops. And it's a good place to dig it in. you need to measure around your widest part of your head. It's kind of here, and then over your front head also. I find it a bit easier to get it together in the front, so I start in the back and then I try to meet in the middle here and try not to make it extra, like extra tight. Also, don't be super wobbly. Try to find something in the middle how you would like to wear your hat, and then make sure you tuck in there so you can read your final measurement. Jot that down. It's important for later, for you to know. It's also good to know for future references. So that's not the only measurement, but it's the most important one for us now because all sizes are based on it. So a good knitting pattern will always give you the finished measurements of the item, for which head sizes, which circumferences it is, which size is fitting, and also the intended negative ease. So what is negative ease? It's actually the stretch, and you do need at least a bit of it so your head won't fall off your head. Let's say you have this medium size adult circumference of 55 centimeters, or an inch, it's something about 21-22 inches. Let's say we say it's 22 inches, it's a bit easier to do the math. So classic negative ease is about 5 centimeters or 2 inches. So you have your 55 centimeters circumference minus the ease, that would be 5 centimeters, and then you end up with 50 centimeters as the finished circumference. Alright, hope you got that. I felt like it's important to understand. So I like actually my bandana cowls close around my neck, and this one has a really interesting construction. And you tuck the upper triangle in, and then you need to snug it over your head, just like a hat too. And I can't base my sizes for this bandana cowl just like a hat, because I like it to be around my neck. I don't want it to strangle me, so it's not like super tight. It's just nice around it and easy to get over the head. However, as we have different heads and also different necks, I felt it's kind of cool to have sizes there too. Talk about crown shaping and how to get the perfect desired depth into your head. So let's talk about the construction of a head first. Usually you start here at the bottom and you cast on the whole circumference, and then you either knit a brim if you have a brim, or you start directly with the body and you knit that up and that's to the crown, and then you create the crown. So usually the head of a depth gets measured like this. So you have here in the middle another bump. That's where you get started, and then you measure straight to the bottom of your ear loop, and that is kind of the classic lengths we are all working with as designers. However, just like a circumference, the depth isn't the same for all of us. One size doesn't fit there at all. And also, just because you have the classic adult circumference doesn't mean you have the classic adult depths. So take my son again, classic adult circumference, but he's still a kid, right? So it's not that he has a full grown head, it's still a kid's head, and that means that he has not the full adult depths. So having said that, I personally like to wear my hat a bit slouchy, so I actually need, you know, a bit more, and then I can slouch this together. But I've seen a lot of people over the last years who, let me try that too, like to wear their hats more like this, where you stop over the ears. It's not so, I think this is much more about style than necessary measurements. Alright, so anyway, the knitting pattern won't tell you the whole depths, it will just tell you where you should start with the crown. So what you actually need is to figure out the depths of your head, or from the person who wants to wear the hat, and to the point where the crown starts. So, and usually the crown starts always at the same point. It starts here at the two bums you have on the right and left. It's also kind of a part where head often takes some kind of weird turns, or it stands up if it's too short. And I think with this head you can actually see it quite good, right? You have this swirly texture, and then it starts getting right, and that's where the crown shaping starts, that right here. So what you want to measure is your desired depth from this point to wherever you want it. If you want to stop over the ears, measure it to over the ears. If you want to stop over the earlobes, go over the earlobes. If you want to have a slouchy, add kind of 5 more centimeters, or however you like, whatever you like. Alright, hope that makes sense, and it definitely helps you to make your perfect hat. Now you got that one right, huh? What comes next? Right, picking yarn. And isn't that another topic? And that can give you a headache quite good. So even if you pick the same yarn as the designer, you still have to choose a color or color combinations. And often enough, you want to work from your stash, or the yarn isn't available in your country, could all be. So, on the next video we will discuss all things to take into consideration to make a good yarn choice. I hope we will see you soon. I hope you enjoyed this video immensely. If you did so, please hit that little heart. It's always nice to see. Nevertheless, I love even more reading your comments, and consider subscribing to this channel. I'm going to release more videos like this, like the yarn choices. There will be even more, and it would be amazing to grow up this community. Thanks a bunch.